Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar, the channel where we bring you the latest and most accurate updates on Iraq's financial future and global currency moves. If you've been waiting for real confirmation instead of rumors, today's developments are exactly the kind of news that shakes markets, excites investors, gives everyday citizens hope for a stronger tomorrow. In recent days, Iraq's financial sector has been at the center of global attention. Used to sound like speculation is now turning into undeniable evidence. Across Iraqi television networks, updated figures for the dinar are being publicly broadcast. That simple action alone is sending shockwaves because it signals that monetary reforms are no longer being whispered about in back rooms. They are being rolled out in full public view. For many Iraqis, this is the most powerful sign yet that change is here. For years, people have heard promises of reforms, revaluations, and adjustments. Rarely have they seen it displayed this clearly on live TV. Now, with real numbers flashing across the screen, it's no longer just theory. It's implementation. That moment is huge, not just for Iraq, but for anyone globally who has kept a close eye on the dinar. Sources inside Iraq's financial structure are confirming what many have suspected. The Central Bank of Iraq is deliberately advancing a substantial rate adjustment. This isn't being described as a minor tweak. Insiders are calling it a carefully staged, multi-phase plan designed to anchor Iraq's economy for long-term growth while strengthening its currency position against global benchmarks. The goals are clear: restore stability to Iraq's economy and enhance its credibility on the world stage. After years of financial isolation, is stepping forward to show it can stand on its own. This shift is more than numbers on a screen. It represents a turning point where Iraq's economy transitions from recovery into real strength. For Iraqi citizens, the impact of a stronger dinar is immediate and personal. It means families can stretch their incomes further, buying more with each paycheck. It means confidence is rebuilt in the banking system, encouraging people to save and invest locally instead of hoarding dollars under the mattress. It means daily life gets easier, not harder. For investors abroad, especially those who have held onto dinar patiently for years, this feels like vindication. Once looked like an uncertain bet, is now beginning to look like one of the smartest long-term plays in recent history. Patience is being rewarded not just with speculation, but with real movement. At the same time, we need to remember that these changes aren't happening in a vacuum. Geopolitical pressure remains high. The United States is reportedly preparing new sanctions against certain Iraqi financial entities accused of maintaining links with Iran. This introduces new challenges for Baghdad, which must balance its regional relationships with the critical need to maintain credibility in the eyes of international markets. Sanctions, at first glance, may seem like they threaten stability. They could impact liquidity, cross-border transactions, and access to global reserves. History tells us that Iraq often uses external pressure as fuel to speed up domestic reforms. Observers suggest that this round of pressure could push Iraq to modernize its financial system even faster, diversify partnerships, strengths, and oversight to ensure resilience. And even in the middle of these challenges, Iraq is gaining international recognition. The National Bank of Iraq was recently honored with a prestigious award for excellence in international transfers. This isn't just a shiny trophy. It's proof that Iraqi banks are now being recognized as credible and reliable players on the global stage. That's a big deal when you remember that not long ago, Iraq's financial system was seen as outdated and mistrusted. For decades, key banks relied heavily on foreign institutions to handle their most complex transactions. Today, capable of managing those operations themselves and doing so with recognition from respected international organizations. This shows that investments in technology, compliance, and workforce training are paying off. For ordinary Iraqis, this transformation means reduced costs, faster transactions, and pride in their local institutions. For the world, sends a clear message that Iraq is not a fragile economy leaning on others. It is building the foundation to compete on equal footing with international markets. Credibility matters as much as the currency rate itself. Meanwhile, speculation around the dinar's path is intensifying. Everywhere are saying the country could be only days away from a major shift in exchange policy. While no one can pinpoint the exact date, momentum is too strong to ignore. The central bank has been building toward this moment step by step, strengthening oversight, modernizing its tools, insisting on transparency. Unlike past cycles of rumor-driven hype, this time there's visible evidence to back it all up. The reforms are real. The awards are real. Oil revenues are booming. All of this points to the fact that Iraq is in its strongest position in decades to deliver a significant adjustment to the dinar. Oil, of course, plays a massive role in this. With global demand high and oil prices outperforming expectations, Iraq's revenues are flowing at record levels. These revenues give the central bank more firepower to support its reforms and sustain a stronger currency. Analysts argue that with this backing, could finally move away from the heavily criticized pegged rate of 100 dinars per US dollar and allow the currency to reflect its true value for the region. Adding to the excitement, Baghdad is set to host a major financial conference in the coming weeks. This gathering will bring together the central bank, domestic institutions, and international experts to discuss exchange policies, compliance, and monetary management. The timing makes it clear these aren't just rumors, is openly preparing its financial system for the next chapter. What's more, recognition keeps flowing in. Citibank, one of the largest financial institutions in the world, has awarded Iraq for excellence in transfers for the second time in recent months. Double recognition isn't just symbolic. It's validation that Iraq can meet international standards. Each recognition lowers investor risk and strengthens Iraq's case for being treated as a serious financial partner. Even Parliament is moving quickly. Despite the holy month of Ramadan, when political activity often slows, lawmakers are pushing through critical bills to secure reforms, protect investors, force banking compliance. The urgency shows how seriously leaders are treating these changes. Economic stability is not just a policy, it's being treated as a national priority. Diplomatically, Iraq is also keeping its balance. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani recently spoke with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken discussing economic reforms and regional stability. That dialogue reassured many observers that Iraq is committed to cooperation, even while facing external pressures. It's a delicate balance, one that signals stability to global markets. On the ground, the US dollar is already showing signs of weakening against the dinar. These small shifts may look modest at first, but historically they foreshadow larger changes to come. Citizens are already feeling the difference in their day-to-day transactions. Analysts believe these early movements are a clear sign the central bank is preparing the public for a bigger adjustment. Put together, the picture is clear, is in a defining moment of transition. From television broadcasts confirming new rates, to international awards validating banking reforms, to conferences and legislation pushing change forward, the momentum is undeniable. The speculation is giving way to action. Yes, challenges remain: sanctions, regional tensions, and global market volatility. But Iraq is proving that it can navigate those challenges while still advancing reform. This is why so many experts now believe the RV is no longer a question of if, it's a question of when. So stay tuned, because as we've seen today, updates like these hit live television. It means the conversation has moved from speculation to reality. The Iraqi dinar is soaring to record highs. Reforms are in motion, and the financial future of Iraq is being rewritten in front of our eyes. And that wraps up today's update. If you found this news valuable, and make sure to hit like subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breaking development here on Iraqi Dinar. This is only the beginning. Change is here, and history is unfolding right now.